Hello, everyone. My name is Al Smith, and I am a devotee to the Holy Face of Jesus. And I've been making a few videos just trying to give a few tutorials on how to develop a good and solid devotion to the Holy Face of Jesus. People ask me all the time what books to read, where do I order holy cards, chaplets. And I thought today I would talk to you about some of the best websites that I've found that may be helpful in helping you in your journey to develop a beautiful devotion to the Holy Face of Jesus. And so I'm going to do some show and tell, share some of my props with you, if you want to call them that. And again, hope you enjoy this video. I'm here in my home. Of course, my wife calls it the man cave, but I call it my home recording studio. Of course, I've got a great selection of writings from Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen. I like to say I'm a devotee to him, and I share his writings all over North America. In fact, all over the world. I have a weekly radio show on Radio Maria in Australia, the Philippines, Ireland, England, the United States of America, and Canada. So I try to share Archbishop Sheen with the whole world. And I do give parish missions from time to time where I'll share Sheen's writings. But lately I've been sharing not only the writings of Archbishop Sheen, but the devotion to the Holy Face of Jesus. And so so let me share with you some of my joy. In a previous video, I talked about some of the books that I read that really helped me understand the history of the Holy Face and the devotion to the Holy Face. And, the books that I've read, and I'll hold them up once again, I read the life story of Venerable Leo de Pont. Again, a great holy man of Tours, and you hear about his story of how he fell in love with the Holy Face devotion and promoted the devotion for many years. So a great book reading on the life of Leo de Pont. Of course, the devotion began through a beautiful Carmelite sister, Sister Marie de Saint-Pierre. I like to call her by her French name, Marie de Saint-Pierre. Some people call her Sister Mary of St. Peter. It doesn't matter. Again, she is still a holy woman of God that our Blessed Lord spoke to, and again, encouraged her to make devotion to his holy face, of course, and to offer prayers of reparation. And so the book is called The Golden Arrow. So a great read. Many people have seen Father Carney on all the different social media outlets, and his book, The Secret of the Holy Face, is excellent. And so it's a little bit of good reading to help you in your journey to understand the history of the Holy Face. And again, there's prayer books galore. I think I shared I've got a few here again. Some of my favorites. I like this one, the Manual of the Holy Face. Again, it is again an old copy of the Arch Confraternity Manual. Great prayers in here. There's also, again, the Manual of the Holy Face. Again, has not only all the prayers, but a number of great litanies and some history on the Holy Face. So, and of course, there's two forms of this book. There's the complete manual, and then there's the condensed version that just has just the prayers and meditations of the Holy Face. And so this is my daily read. I love this little prayer book. And so available on Amazon and a number of the websites that I'll share with you today in this video. So again, there's a little bit of the books, and I have a video that I made about these books. So please enjoy. All right, websites. We we live on our computers, it seems, right? It's one of those things where people are saying, oh, do you have some resources, some, digital websites that you can point me to that might help me to understand the Holy Face devotion a little bit, and so, yeah, I found them. And so these are the ones that I read and use as my help in learning the Holy Face devotion. Again, I give presentations at parishes, and so there's a number of people that have done this before me, good holy souls that have a great desire to spread the devotion of the Holy Face, and I'm going to share some of their websites with you today. So let me share with you my screen, and this technology that we have. And I'm going to bring you to the first site that I want to recommend to you, and it's called holyfaceadoration.com. My good friend Vicki has been sharing the Holy Face for a number of years. She's based out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And her website, she's taken the time to talk about, I guess the timeline of the historical events, how to pray the Holy Face chaplet. There's so much in her website. And again, it's just one of these humble beginnings where she had a Holy Face relic in her family and she didn't know it. It was in a box for many years. And of course, it came across with her grandparents. And so she now is, of course, the guardian of the Holy Face relic. And she has her relic that she shares as she brings it to parishes and gives talks. And again, this is her relic that she has had in the family. Of course, there's a letter of authenticity that comes with each relic. And so I'm going to show you mine and give you a brief explanation of that. But this is Vicki, and you can find her. There's a number of videos of her giving presentations about the Holy Face. And so, again, it grows on you. It's something you want to share. And again, this website, as I said, has so much. The timeline is great. She talks about Sister Mary of St. Peter and the miracle that happened in 1849 at the St. Peter's Basilica, where the veil of Veronica was illuminated. A great light came from it. And the artisans in the area then drew, replicas of what they saw and then had linens made. And these linens then were touched to the holy relics at the Vatican, the veil of Veronica, the true wood of the cross, and the spear of Longinus. And then the good man, the holy man of Tours, Leo de Pont, had a picture of the Holy Face of Jesus in his office, in his home, and he would conduct business but invite people to come and pray in front of his Holy Face image. And he actually would have his oil lamp burning, and then he would, of course, give the oil to people to be anointed. And again, there was many miraculous healings. And so I believe it's 6,000 of them have been documented over the years. And so again, just a great story. And it's in the book, The Holy Man of Tours, one of the books I held up. Of course, the Arch Confraternity of the Holy Face was established, and I'll give you the links to enroll as a member of the Arch Confraternity. And of course, again, this is the recommended reading list. I'd like to say Vicki's done her homework. She, of course, recommends the Golden Arrow Prayer or the Golden Arrow book, the Holy Man of Tours, and she wrote a book herself about the chronology of the Holy Face devotion. And of course, who cannot fall in love with Saint Therese? And of course, there's this book called The Whole World Would Love Me, available through 10 books. So again, great recommendations to read these books, and you'll just fall in love with the devotion to the Holy Face. Of course, Vicki explains the Holy Face devotion and the prayers to be prayed, to be said daily. And so it's nice to have that. The Litany of the Holy Face is a great prayer. It's a beautiful prayer that goes through the life of our Lord. And it is one of those litanies that grows on you. I enjoy praying this litany every day, and I think you will too. So that is there on her website. She, of course, explains the Holy Face chaplet and how to pray the Holy Face chaplet. And again, it's one of these things where everyone has their own way of praying the chaplet, a few extra prayers here or there, but still a beautiful opportunity to draw closer to our blessed Lord. And so it's a great description. She talks about the revelations to Sister Mary of St. Peter, and the promises that our Lord Jesus Christ made to those who have a devotion to his holy face. And again, it's just a great, I just want to say, a miracle that, our Lord reveals himself to many holy men and women of God throughout the history of the church. And so, again, we can learn here. And of course, Saint Therese, the little flower, absolutely love the writings of Sister Mary of St. Peter. And she was so inspired that St. Therese took on the name for her profession, St. Therese of the Child Jesus and the Holy Face. And so, again, this is a great opportunity for us to learn from these holy Carmelite nuns. Of course, Vicki gives presentations and comes to parishes and shares the, just the history and again, shares with those who gather the many miracles that she's seen, of course, with people having this beautiful encounter with the Holy Face. And so, again, she is available. They can, of course, you can reach out to her. She brings Holy Face chaplets and prints and medals and all kinds of things. So again, you can contact her. The information is there on her website. And so again, this is just what the Holy Face can do. It can inspire people to, I can just go out there and be a little bit vulnerable, but know that you're sharing Jesus. And I think this is what we're called to. We're called to share the gospel, share our Lord. And so that is one of the websites that's out there. What I'll do is I'll show you again the relic that I have here of the Holy Face of Jesus. And a lot of times I like to be able to explain this relic. Now, I'm going to, I'll take it here. I'll bring it a bit closer to the camera so you can see. And this is, again, one of the linens that was touched to the true wood of the cross, the spear of Longinus, and the veil of Veronica. And there is a wax seal here from the Vatican, and the stamp that says gratis. And of course, this is in Latin, and I'll give you the translation for it. And on the with each one of these relics comes a certificate of authenticity, and it's usually affixed to the back. And it is again the document from the Vatican explaining what the relic is, and that the authorities at the Vatican have, authenticated that they actually did touch this linen to the true wood of the cross, the veil of Veronica, and the spear of Longinus. And this one is dated in 1883 on the reign of Pope Leo XIII in the 5th year of his pontificate. So, and of course, the wax seal is there and the stamp gratis. So this relic, the history of this one, it actually comes from a holy priest from Alsace, France. Again, it's Father Mueller. We call him, of course, Canon Mueller. And this is the picture of Eugene Muller, and of course from Alsace, France. And he passed away, and again, many of these treasures that the priest cherished and had in his little oratory, the family doesn't care for it. And so through just an act of providence, I was able to get this relic from his estate. And so I pray for Canon Mueller every day and thank the good Lord that it was through his family that I received this relic. And so it is there. And again, I burn an oil lamp as Louis Dupont, Leo Dupont did. And again, it is something that I believe, people who have relics like this are encouraged to have an oil lamp burning 24/7. And as Leo Dupont gave away the oil in little vials, I do the same. When I go to parish missions, I make holy oil available. I have them in little vials here. I'll try to get one out. I've got them all stacked up here, but I'll get it. I'll get it one of these days. And there we go. Just a little oil, thing of oil. And at many shrines, this is common. I know I live in Canada, and so there's the oratory of St. Joseph. And of course, many people get the oil that, of course, Brother Andre started encouraging everyone to anoint others with. And so, again, holy oil is it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So it's all good. I don't think I'll be giving out 1 million vials of oil that Leo Dupont did. I think he gave out hundreds of thousands of vials of holy oil, but still, it's just nice to have it available. And there's other ministries that will send out, holy oil from the lamps that are burning beside the relic of the Holy Face. I know that the Venerable Leo Dupont's, his oratory that is still in existence today, they mail out oil. The League of St. Martins, they actually mail out holy oil to those who request it. They usually ask for a small donation to cover their cost. So things like that. It's and I do the same thing, just to get a small donation to cover the postage cost. It's amazing how expensive postage is, eh? And I think we all can nod our head there. But so there you go. Now, again, you saw the Latin that was on these relics. And of course, I had to find out what the Latin meant, right? So I got it. Google Translate's great on this one. So on the on the back of the relic, that the big inscription, what it says is it testifies here that it says here, "This is a true copy of the sacred face of our Lord Jesus Christ, here in Rome, as in St. Peter's renowned and venerated basilica in Rome. A statement from the first holy basilica of the chief apostle. By this letter I have declared as a witness, and I testify that this image of the face of our Lord Jesus Christ to be very similar to that of the towel of Veronica, expressed in white color, of the same height and breadth, and it has been reverently applied to the same towel, and indeed to the wood of the cross, and to the point of the spear of our Lord, which is in our aforesaid basilica, kept with most reverent piety, and preserved by many of the Holy See's documents, and celebrated with great veneration by so many people. In the belief of this aforesaid image, I have signed this letter with the seal, the year of 1883, in the pontificate of Pope Leo XIII, in the 5th year of his pontificate." So that's what all that Latin means in the back of the relic. And boy, I'm not good at languages. Sometimes I struggle with English, which is my first mother tongue. So there we go. And on the front of the relic is Latin, which I can't figure it out. But then I got the translation on this, and so it says, "The true image of the face of our Lord Jesus Christ, venerated in Rome in the most holy basilica of St. Peter." And so that's what it all means. So there you go. So I told you this would be a show and tell show where I'm going to show you some websites, explain to you the relic, and go from there. So again, just sharing my joy. All right, let's share a few more websites with you. I was sharing with you Holy Face Adoration. Again, that's from Vicki. I'm going to share with you another group of my friends from Nebraska, and they're, let's see, Rob and Gianna. So let me pull out their website, and their website's called hisholyface.com. And again, they too bring one of the relics that they have out on parish missions. They give talks. They do a similar work to what Vicki does, and but their website has some beautiful, explanations, of course, testimonies and prayers. They give a link to the Arch Confraternity, but they have a beautiful online store. I know I purchased a number of their prayer cards for my work, and so let me just share a few tabs on what they do. And let me see here. They've got being an apostle of the Holy Face, and they actually, show, of course, Saint Veronica, Saint Mary of Saint Peter, of course, Pope Leo XIII, who established the Arch Confraternity of the Holy Face, and Venerable Leo de Pont. I like, of course, the prayers that they list, and it's always people are asking, what prayers should I say through the day? And of course, we like to say all of them, but still, the Golden Arrow prayer is a very popular prayer, and again, recommended. But it's there, of course, for us to see on their website. Of course, the testimonies. We talk about the 6,000 miracles that were attributed to, of course, the ministry of Venerable Leo de Pont. But there are so many people that have been touched by the relic of the Holy Face and beginning this devotion. And so Rob and Gianna share some of the testimonies of people that have come to their talks. And so what I enjoy is that people always say, are there programs? And I say, yes, there are. And I'll click on their program page, and you can see how this is where you can spread the devotion through these programs. They have what they call the home program, where they bring an image of the Holy Face to the family's home. And then they're encouraged to pray a 9-day novena with the image. And then, of course, the image is left behind as a gift for the family to continue the devotion to the Holy Face. And so it has been very popular. And again, it's one of these things where people talk about the traveling statue of the Blessed Virgin Mary, how these beautiful statues will come into people's homes, and then all of a sudden they develop a beautiful relationship with Our Lady. And so it's the same with our Lord. He comes to visit you, you look upon his face, and again, you feel his love. You see what he did. He suffered so much for us. He took on our sin, and we have this opportunity to compassion him. And so the home program is an excellent one. They bring their images of the Holy Face to nursing homes, of course, schools. The one that they love is their church program, where they, of course, bring the relic and or Holy Face images to the church to encourage devotion. And of course, Holy Face medals, chaplets. It's great when you can have a parish come and enjoy the event. And so these are just a few of the programs that Rob and Gianna offer at hisholyface.com. Of course, they've got the link to the Arch Confraternity of the Holy Face, and they give the email address of where you can contact them and enroll. There is, again, an enrollment form. I am a member of the Arch Confraternity. I joined in October of 2020. And of course, you can see Saint Therese, of course, the little flower. She was enrolled in the Arch Confraternity by her father, along with her sisters. And so every day, members of the Arch Confraternity pray, and we enjoy the fellowship of being in this Arch Confraternity, both living and deceased. And so I asked Saint Therese, the little flower, and of course her father, to pray for my soul and to pray for me, and they pray along with us. So a great, they always say, what clubs are you involved with, or what groups do you join? Well, yeah, I'm in a club with Saint Therese and her father. um, I always like to say how her parents were, of course, canonized, and of course brought to the ranks of venerable, blessed, and all this. So it's beautiful to see this family all be called saints, and so it's great. All right, so Arch Confraternity, again, their online store, I absolutely enjoy. As I said, I purchase prayer cards from their website. They've got everything from all the books and CDs. They've got rosaries and chaplets. They even sell vestments for priests. And it's amazing how many of the clergy love this devotion and love sharing the joy that comes from spending a little bit of time with Jesus each day. And so their online store, they have an Etsy store, eBay, of course, their own store from the website. So again, everything there, custom candle designs, and of course, you can contact them also. And so again, a great website, His Holy Face, very, very helpful. Okay. All right. As I said, you need prayer cards, you need stuff. And so people ask me all the time, what do you like to have? And what medals, which chaplets, and different things. And so I say to people, well, first of all, I don't think you need to order Holy Face pictures. I think, let's be honest, I think all of us probably have, a half dozen pictures of the Holy Face that we've received over time. Um, above me is the image of the Shroud of Turin. We received that many years ago. I think it's been in my home for 15 years. I have received many little prayer cards of the Holy Face, with the image of the Shroud of Turin at every Catholic conference I go to. So I've got a good stack of these that I get, at conferences. So I think we all have them. We just have to go find them. They could be in some of our books as bookmarks and other things. But again, they're out there. I mean, I enjoy, of course, the rendition of the Veil of Veronica. Again, this is one of the prayer cards His Holy Face puts out. And I buy these usually at 100 at a time, and of course give them away to friends and family when I'm giving missions or visiting. And it's very very similar rendition to the actual image of the relic. And so very nice. And of course the Lord is alive in this picture. You can see He's looking upon us with great love, but He's suffering. And so we can compassion our Lord. And so I encourage everyone to just find the holy pictures that you have in your house. And then if you want, go and buy some to share with friends. Now, like, I'm thrifty. I don't like to spend too much money. I like to say I'm not cheap. I'm thrifty. But my good wife, she's thrifty too. And what we did is we went to the dollar store, and they have some beautiful, inexpensive frames. So we took. This is an example of what we did. We go to the dollar store, and we buy these nice two-sided frames. So we take the picture, and we put it in the frame. And so put a little blue border on. And so it has the prayers on the back, and of course the image on the front. And it's just on a nice stand. And again, for a few dollars, you can have a beautiful picture of the Holy Face in your own home. And again, at a great price. So I actually bring these with me when I give a parish mission. And again, we sell them, but all the proceeds go into buying more Holy Face cards to donate at different events. So there you go. But go and try to find the Holy Face cards you have already in your house, and you'll be surprised. All right. All right. Chaplets and medals. Everybody's asking about, chaplets and Holy Face medals. And I say to people that these websites that I'm showing you, they do sell chaplets. Again, they are available. You can make your own if you're into the home rosary making scheme of things. Many of my friends make up chaplets at home. They have their rosary guild and they make rosaries to send to the missions, but many of them make chaplets also. And so, like for example, here are two chaplets that I've purchased online. There is more of your gunmetal type chaplet with a Holy Face medal, a pardoned crucifix, and a St. Benedict medal. This is, again, from the Holy Face Association, this chaplet, and it's got, again, a Holy Face medal and the 39 beads for the chaplet. So, again, they're available online. Very, the prices are anywhere from $3 to $33. So again, it's like anything. You test drive your chaplets or your rosaries, but they are available online, or you can make them at home yourself. So I always just say, and there's many sites that will send you upon request a Holy Face medal. Many people have been wearing the Holy Face medal for years, and so of course available in gold or silver. But again, it's a good sacramental to wear. So many miraculous stories of people in the military, police officers, all having their life spared by, wearing the medal. Either there's the miraculous story of the bullet not piercing the skin because the metal protected them. Other times it's just a protection that they get through a very dangerous ambush or spot, and they all were spared their life. And so again, there's story after story of miracles of those who wear the Holy Face medal. So anyway, I'm just trying to connect you where you can find the stuff. People are always saying, where do I find these, right? And I was able to find the Holy Face relic because I'm kind of connected in the church. I have friends in Europe. I have friends all over the world because of my radio work. I have friends in the Philippines, Australia, England, Ireland, France, at Belgium, and of course in Canada where I live. Got a few friends up in Canada, and of course in the United States. But so it was a little easier for me to, obtain a relic of the Holy Face. So it's one of those things. But still, I try to say to people, it's not about the relic. It's about the devotion to the Holy Face. You don't need to have a relic to do that. Yet any picture is fine, because when you read through the manuals of the Holy Face and all the the autobiographies of the saints, they don't say that you have to have a relic or a card touched to a relic to have the devotion. You just have to look upon an image of our Lord and to pray and make reparation. That's what the devotions require. So don't get hung up that, I can't get, an authentic relic or something touched to a relic. No, a simple little prayer card with the image of our blessed Lord on suffices. So I try to make that very clear to say, a little 10-cent prayer card is all you need, is all you need. And the Lord looks upon it just as tenderly, probably even more tenderly than someone who has a relic from Europe. So anyway, there we go. All right. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm just thought I'd push the record button, share with you my screen, a couple of these sites, and let me share a bit more. Hopefully, again, you're still interested, and let me do this here. I'm going to share my screen once again, and I'm going to find for you Now, I've shared with you Vicki's website, Holy Face Adoration, and Rob and Gianna's website, His Holy Face. But this one here is up in Canada. This is, again, holyface.com. I think Gordon Deery founded this apostolate, and he worked tirelessly for over 50 years sharing the devotion to the Holy Face. And I tell you, they have a selection of medals and scapulars, and of course, their online store has everything. I mean, you can buy these beautiful medals in bulk, 10 packs, 100 packs, individual. Again, these are Holy Face medals that you can order. You can order, of course, the books that, some of the books I've mentioned to you, The Holy Man of Tours, the story of Mother Perini. Again, there's lots there. Of course, they've got framed pictures and picture cards that you can order. There are just so many different things that you can have, and I just find them to be the best. They have shipped, of course, to the United States and Canada. They do lots of, they're all over the world, and they also have programs like Rob and Jeanna. They have the church program, they have the hospital program, the missionary program. They do a prison ministry, the schools. They're taking their love of the Holy Face on the road, and I think that's what many people are doing. And so, of course, this is, again, hisholyface.com, and it has so much. Now, there's one one website that I really enjoy, and it's called holyfacedevotion.org. And this site is run by Mary Jane Zuzolo, who is actually a relative of Sister Marie de Saint-Pierre. She, of course, has written many beautiful articles, and she really explains the Holy Face in detail in this website. And it's worth spending time there if you want to understand the spiritual battle, the history of the evils of the world, communism, modernism, and how the church has encouraged us to pray, in reparation against these evils. And so, again, she just breaks down so many beautiful things. And of course, the Golden Arrow prayer I mentioned to you earlier. Again, she talks about the history and the importance of the Golden Arrow prayer and the works of reparation. Again, just so beautiful how she writes. And so I encourage you to spend some time on this website, especially. And, I think what's important is she talks, about the Arch Confraternity of the Holy Face. And I encourage everyone to join the Arch Confraternity. It doesn't cost much. You get a beautiful spiritual bouquet of stuff. I say spiritual bouquet in that you get an assortment of prayer cards, you get a scapular, you get so much stuff. I think I can find a few things here. This, of course, she's got pictures here, but she shows you how you can join the League of St. Martin. And again, it's that whole idea of taking the time to register with the Arch Confraternity. And I'll show you my little care package I received from them quite a while ago. But, she talks about the promises of the devotion, of course, Holy Face prayers and spirituality. That's very important. Again, I always recommend that you buy a prayer book or two, really helpful. She has links of interest. I think this is where, it's so important to continue in your reading and, develop this hunger to understand the history of the church, the war that we've been in and that we continue to be in. But there's so much beautiful, stuff there. And of course, this explains, of course, what I like to say, Mary Jane's history. And of course, she's written and she's presented. And of course, this is a picture of her with Father Carney. Again, it's just one of these ones where there are some souls out there that are spending a great deal of their time, talent, and treasure in sharing the Holy Face devotion. And so my thanks to Mary Jane Zuzolo for all of her tireless work in explaining the Holy Face devotion. Of course, we live in a world of social media, so there's always Facebook groups, there's YouTube channels. I think of the one YouTube channel called The Holy Face, and they post their weekly prayer meeting where they pray the Rosary, the Chaplet of Divine Mercy, the Chaplet of the Holy Face. They do the litanies. If you want to sit and pray for an hour with some good friends, they're based out of Ireland. I love their accent. This is the beautiful thing about being with the Australians and the Irish. They have great accents. And so they say these prayers, and they can be joined every week on their YouTube channel. They also have a Facebook page. I'm going to just bring that up there, and they've got this, and of course they've got the prayers and the prayer meetings, and so they're available on Facebook and YouTube, and of course there's they actually have a website, the Holy Face, and it's a beautiful website too. I find they've got great information there. They've got all the prayers, of course, news. They have a gallery of pictures. They rent billboards and just cover the countryside with pictures of the Holy Face to promote the devotion. And so and that happens in countries all over the world. We've actually had a few groups in Canada purchase advertising space on billboards to do this. And so again, this good group out of Ireland called theholyface.com. May I recommend that you go to their website too. And of course, there's tons of YouTube videos out there. And I know my good friend Steve Cunningham from, I like to say, Sensus Fidelium. I had to get that right. He's done many podcasts about Leo Dupont. He's, of course, there's a podcast with Father Carney. He interviews, again, Vicki from Oklahoma, talking about the Holy Face. Again, he's got many videos that he's done on the topic of the Holy Face and the many saints. Again, there's so much there on YouTube. You just type in Holy Face and you can watch hundreds of hours of shows, including my own, that I've made on the Holy Face. And of course, there's organizations that have been promoting the devotion. The Fatima Center, they've done a whole series with Father Carney, and of course the Chaplet of the Holy Face. And so a number of videos, and again, they publish a few prayer cards and little booklets. They're just one of many. I know many of the Carmelite nuns have websites, and they have the Holy Face available also. And so, there's so much there. Of course, may I invite you to visit me on my website, bishopsheentoday.com. And there, of course, I'm sharing the glories of Archbishop Sheen, of course, trying to give seminarians Archbishop Sheen's books, because I think the key to the renovation of the church and the salvation of souls is to renew the priesthood. And so we're trying to do what we can to raise up good priests by providing the seminarians with good books written by Archbishop Sheen, and not just seminarians, but young people and people of all ages. So again, bishopsheentoday.com. Okay, there we have it. I can do a second video on some more, more information about the Holy Face, but I thought I would just introduce to you to a few things. Again, many great books. Of course, they're all available. Get your prayer cards, your devotions, learn how to pray the chaplet to the Holy Face. And I've done a few videos now where I just pray the chaplet. And of course, what can I say? wear the Holy Face medal. It's so good. I'm gonna try to. Oh yeah, here's the little. When I enrolled in the Holy Face, the Arch Confraternity, they send you back an envelope. Of course, this is my wife. She did it for us, and they send you, a scapular, and of course, you get a membership card. They're saying when you're enrolled, and prayer books, of course, little prayer books that you get, and just so much good stuff. But a good way to begin, but also you're part of Arch Confraternity that has an alumni that includes Saint Therese and her whole family. So it's a good group to be a part of. So anyway, I'm fumbling through here, but I'm just trying to share with you my joy of the Holy Face and give you a little bit more information. So I will continue to make videos, and again, a shout out to Our Lady Seat of Wisdom College, and again, in Barry's Bay, Ontario. Again, just to do a great work there in sharing the faith and forming young people to be the new leaders, but the good leaders of the future. And so, again, I cannot recommend this college enough. And so there we go. All right. As I love to share on all of my radio broadcasts, I've been saying this for 15 years. At the end of every one of my shows, I always end with that great, beautiful passage from the book of Numbers, and it ties in so beautifully to the devotion of the Holy Face. And so, my dear friends, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord let his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. And may the Lord look upon you kindly and bring you peace. God love you.